Yo, this is SuperNatural, and you are checking out Soulcentralmagazine. Either go global or stay local. By the way, I'm the freestyle king. All right.
With the transmission that I'm sending, it never goes. Tell brother, they never know. Hey, yeah, super busy on the road, and this is what I read from a different league. Are you Hawaiian? Cause these are Kakuni dudes. Hey, and homeboy, you like different speed. Super now, I'm a shot from a different league. Put your mind at ease, and they gotta know I'm crazy still, super nice with the flow. Never forget I got the party on me. But the beat is real hip-hop shit. And everybody out there, killing in the mood out, stop the track there. Who's the king of the freestyle?
King, and it's an absolute pleasure.
Good one, bro. How y'all say it? Good one, bro.
So what are you working on at the moment, SuperNat?
Currently, at this moment, I got a couple of cool projects. A lot of people don't know that I'm an actual painter, you know, and been painting for a long time, but just finally decided to start showing my work in the last year. So I have a touring art show with 31 pieces of original art, and I curate the show through freestyle. So I kind of give like small excerpts. We put the paintings in blocks on the wall, and I go to each block and explain the paintings and the inspiration behind them over live beats that I've been doing, because I've been working on my production now for about the last 8 to 9 years. I just got serious because, you know, like a lot of cats charge a lot for beats, and, you know, I had all the equipment and wasn't using it, so I said, let me start putting it to use. So that's one of my current projects, along with an album that I just finished producing called The Frequency. And named The Frequency because we're trying to change the frequency of the music again, because they've changed it to a negative tone. And I don't think people really realize the impact of shit music on the mind, if I can say that, you know, bad music on the mind. So we tried to just take it back to the essence, you know, raw beats, samples, but then, you know, had live musicians play over some of the stuff to make it heavier.
So it's not really, it doesn't really have that boom bap sounds?
Oh, it's boom bap.
It's boom bap all the way.
We boom bapping still. I don't think I could ever get that out of my system. That's where I come from.
So how would you, well maybe I've answered it already, how would you describe because obviously hip hop, like you've already said, is quite, the subgenres are so big now, so how would you define it? How would you define what you do? What is it, what would you describe it or name it as?
Well, the music that I'm creating. Oh man, it's just like they're paintings. I really look at mine as just like visual art. Lyrically, visually stimulated art.
So, is there anywhere in London that we can see? Are you coming over here to do an exhibition, or?
I don't have a grip on anybody out here in the art world, you know. But hey,
can I see on the internet?
Oh yeah. There's some of my stuff is up on Instagram, and if you go on the Facebook and look me up under Rico Price. That's my painter name. That's my real name as well. Shout out to Sean Price, my cousin. Rest in peace. You know, but Sean P. So yeah, you can find all that stuff there, and I use it. And the way that I paint is different. And you know, of course, being a freestyler, I took a different route. So I use a particular type of paint that dries in dots, and I do thousands and thousands of dots till it creates full mosaics. They almost look like mosaics of beads. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to right now, and I'm working on my son's project. You know, my son, I don't know if you remember when he was like a little youth. Well, he's not little anymore. He's 26 now, and we're working on his project and getting him ready. You know, I'm a grandfather now. So much stuff going on, but so much. My little granddaughter spoke to me just now, but yeah. That's what I've been doing, man. Just trying to like bridge all of my talents together in one package. So I said art, beats, and what's the best way to do that, and then put the lyrics over it. And the show done well. It's done well, you know. And
you toured with them in the Netherlands as well?
The Juice Crew? Yeah. No, I just came out here because my wife, she lives in Hamburg, Germany. She goes to school there, but she was staying with me. You know, you guys got good schools over here that let you go for free almost. So I was like, take advantage of that and go get a degree, and I'll come check you. So I called up Tony and asked him, hey, let me jump on that show. I haven't been in London in a long time. I used to come here quite often and perform, and I'm just glad to be here tonight.
I think the last time I saw you was a long time ago. It was a Keras one.
Oh yeah,
and then
that was about 6 years ago at the Jazz Cafe.
Yeah. That's the last time I saw.
That's the last time I've been here actually.
Wow.
It was almost 6 or 7 years ago. By the way, tonight too, you'll be hearing some of my live beats. Like I'm gonna go off the drum machine live tonight, and do something. People aren't used to that, so I'm gonna give them a little different twist tonight. Let them hear some of these tracks I've been working on.
And one last question. Obviously, so the Juice Cruise. So was this the first time or one of many times that you've seen Craig G? I'm just thinking of the.
Look, he's so funny. We can keep it real. That's so long ago. He tried to segue into that so smooth. Check this out. This is great. Now, me and Craig have seen each other. We live in New York City, so I used to live in New York. I live in LA now, but you see him all the time. The reason he tried to segue into that audience is that me and Craig G, we had infamous battles. We had 3 of them. We were almost like rivals at one point, and but it was healthy. It was healthy competition.
It was good competition.
Nobody got hurt. Nobody got shot up, stabbed, or nothing like that. It was good, healthy competition. And, it was one of those moments that was historic in hip hop that everybody remembers. And that's why this show is kind of unique tonight, because a lot of people in London know that battle just for what it is, but they've never seen us in the building together. They've never seen us around each other. No. And that's what even the promoter today, he said, one of the guys asked him, they both want to be in the building. like it was almost like this blood rival thing. But as soon as he came in the building today, we hugged. Everybody was looking at us like, waiting to see him. Like, dude, we're not going to box off or nothing. It's like 20 years. That was almost like 20 years ago.
Sorry, 2 more questions.
Get it, bro.
I've just thought of the historically. I was talking to some young people about it's probably one of the best battles that I ever saw. Was yourself and Juice.
I knew that was coming.
Your body language and everything, and the way that. What was your thinking? Was that just totally off the head?
Yeah, everything was off the head, and it's funny you say that because my brother, he's my blood brother. He called me about a month ago, and he was like, "Yo, that day." He said you was just so poised and that was the word he used. Poised and relaxed. He said, I've never seen you like that. You know what it was? I think having the battle with Craig and the 2 battles that I had prior and going through all of that madness that I went through, I went there that night and I said, I can't lose tonight. This can't be an L. And even when I walked in, I have a friend named Charlie Toonan from Jurassic 5. Shout out to Jurassic 5. We went on tour together over here. We met in England and came back to stateside. We made really good friends over here. And he said, yo, when you walked in, I said hi to you. And he said, you just looked through my soul. And just kept walking because I was really focused. And that's all it was, because I honestly think that night, that was supposed to be the nail in the coffin. Let's get him out of here forever. And the tables turned really quickly, and it was like, oh shit. And that battle was just like, no matter where I go, like, I didn't realize how classic it was, because you're in the moment.
I wish I was there.
And that was just like a battle thing. I grew up rap fighting, to a certain degree. And I just didn't, it was just another battle for me, but like you said, the ripping his picture off the wall and ripping it in his face while I'm rhyming at the same time, and just that whole, and then the part where I tell him he won't look me in the eyes, like, people love this. That's just the most brutal line, because if you look at it, you see his face, right?
Yeah, he was finished.
So,
he was finished.
It's just one of those moments that was legendary, and I'm glad it happened, and it will always be remembered in hip hop as one of those moments. Like I posted a little clip of that on Instagram about 2 days ago, and some guy, I just liked how passionate he was. He said it was Ali and Frazier, it was Hagler and Hearns, like he compared it to like all of the greatest boxing fights.
No, it was. No, absolutely.
It was. Yeah. But Juice is still around, and he's still doing his thing, and I'm glad you asked that, because we're actually doing a dream project. So this producer hit us up, and he said he had a dream project that he would love to produce Juice. SuperNatural and King Los on one record. So, you know, they're all ill freestylers. So we're trying to work on that right now. This happened while I was here. I was like, wow, okay, I'm in it. If they're down, I'm down. So they were down.
And one last question of lyrics and the MC. What do you think of the modern day MC now compared to yourself?
Which genre? I mean, see, once again, we're dealing with genre.
So popular hip hop. So is it Migos or?
Man, those guys are horrible to me. and this is of no disrespect. There's so much incredible young lyricists that are out here that don't get, even over here. England has some beasts of lyricists that I just, you know, sometimes I'm on YouTube and I'll just watch. I don't even know half of the artists here, but I just listen to lyrics. And for me, I think lyrics are still here. There's a lot of kids that want to be seen, but right now, that type of music is what, you know, the industry is gravitating to. So I don't knock it, but at the same time, I mean, there's really no substance to it. It's like eating cardboard. You know, you could dress cardboard up and put a whole lot of toppings on it, but the bottom is still going to be cardboard. And that's really how I look at that. I will say though, I recently discovered a young lady, and I maybe came late to the game. Her name is 3D Not T, right? Have you ever heard of her? Nobody in the room has heard of 3D Not T, right? One of the most brilliant, hard-working, lyrically sound sisters I've ever seen. Directs her own videos, puts a freestyle up every week, you know, lyrically incredible, and she plays to all the nuances. She knows everybody likes curves, so when you see her on YouTube, she's at her house. So she's always wearing her house things, right? So she's always a little sexy. And the first time, even for me, I was like, oh, what's this? Lyrics? And my mind was blown. She spit a rhyme about black men her father not being there for her as a child. It blew my mind, man. So like, but nobody, look, you wouldn't know that. And she's self-made, making her own money. Russell Simmons came out of retirement trying to manage this girl.
Oh, wow.
And it was because of the hustle, the grind, the way her house is set up. Like, she has her own studio, she edits the videos. And I'm not talking about just some regular like road videos. I'm talking about some proper looking videos with concepts and lighting and the whole bit. And even for me, when I see her, I said, wow, man, you gotta get on your hustle. She's shipping out boxes of tapes out of her house, you know, with proper postal. And this is what I mean. You don't get to see these type of things, you know. And there's so many incredible lyricists out here that just, it's sad that the industry is selfish.
Yeah.
That's what I say. The industry nowadays is one of the most selfish and very cliquish. You have to know someone to know someone to be on. And I don't think that's music. I think that's just knowing someone. You know, you might be talented. What does Lil Yachty have that's, the thing is, for me, I'm an older artist, so I understand there's a generation gap. And I also understand we live in a viral age. So for any young artist, you have a very powerful tool in your hand with that phone, if you really know how to use it. You know, you can make yourself known. So I think that's the difference between the old and the new, is that the younger kids have technology that we definitely didn't have. There's 100 shows that I did across Europe that I would die to have just a stitch of footage. You know, you have to be like an old man. Hey son, I remember we were in Amsterdam. You know, and you have to tell the story and build this story. But now you just go, whoop, look, it's being approached right there, smashing. So I think that's the difference. I think that they just promote that music because it sells fast. It's just like fast food. You want to go home and cook, or you want to go to the shop and, you know, grab a tin of food and pop off. That's what that is. It's a tin of food and you toss it after you're done. You know?
Last thing, is it too much for me to ask for you to bless us with your talent?
You know what I'm gonna do? Are you guys here tonight? Tonight on stage, I'm gonna put a special piece for you. I promise you this.
Soulcentral, really?
Soulcentral, I promise you. I'm gonna etch it in the brain. So make sure if we talk, I'm gonna keep it there, but Soul Central, I'll do a special little piece, and you just have it from me, all right? I promise you that.
That'd be the best gift.
Bro.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for having me. Good.
When is the exhibition?
3D, yeah.
Oh no, you guys got. You know what? Why don't you try to help me do this here?
That's the.
Why don't we do it together?
Yeah.
I mean, we could figure out a way where I have a friend where he told me, like, if I was to get a show abroad, he would at least help me ship the art. And maybe we could figure out the rest as far as getting me
Because for
over
us,
there.
for a venue, to get a venue is easy for us. That's not a problem.
And I'm telling you, this stuff is serious
No,
business.
well.
This is serious art. It's like, for me, I would say so, because when
No,
people seen it, the first thing they ask me is, they always ask me to go, are those beads? And then after that, they go, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I go touch it, and when you touch it, it feels like braille,
Yeah.
you know. And
Do you
so-
know what you need to do? When you get settled down, contact me, email me,
All
drop me
right.
an email.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Because I got to, like I said, my
So about
brethren
that.
said he would at least ship the stuff for me. That's half the battle right there. That was what I was worried about, because I would hate for something to happen.
Of
So
course,
I have to
yeah.
have it insured and make sure and all that stuff. But I would love to come here and
I think
do
it'd be a
an
great show.
exhibit.
That'd be
And it's
great.
another way of showing hip hop in another.
Different lives, to get different platform, beautiful.
And hey, we could all get grown and sexy, put our flags, you know what I mean? Have some nice drinks, make it right, proper DJ, you know, because when the first show we did it in Leimert Park, and a lot of people don't know about Leimert, but Leimert is like a historical black district in LA, and it was kind of dying, but it used to be like the antithesis of culture in LA, jazz musicians, dancers. If you ever seen Brandy, you remember Moesha? You remember when she would dance in front of the fountain?
Yeah.
That's Leimert Park.
Right.
So Leimert was like a place, and I met a young guy there who had just opened up a photography studio, and he let us have it there. He had all white walls. So we had like an old dance hall DJ come. We didn't play any hip hop. We just played like all old dubs and old dance hall music all night. And it was a beautiful thing. And I mean, it was multicultural. So about 450 to 500 people packed in one little space. And it was, flowing all night. And I sold a gang of prints. Good for me. But that's it, man. That's what I'm doing. So maybe we could
Definitely, yeah.
put this here.
Absolutely.
Bless you.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Yo.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yo, this is SuperNatural, and you are checking out Soulcentralmagazine. Either go global or stay local. By the way, I'm the Freestyle King. All right.